I just got done watching the Minecraft movie, and honestly, it's not that bad. In today's video, I'm going to go over my plot analysis, likes, dislikes, and overall thoughts about the movie, so let's get into it. The movie started off with Steve's backstory, and honestly, his backstory wasn't that impressive to me. I do think it was a little bit rushed or kind of just jumping around the place, but if you really think about it, how are you going to really introduce a Minecraft movie? I mean, obviously, you could just do a movie based off a guy who wakes up in the Minecraft world, but so after Steve's backstory, then he opens the blue portal, which leads to our other characters' background stories. If you ask me, the blue portal thing is kind of weird because why would they have it? Or it could be any other game, but of course it's Minecraft, so I'm just going to stop critiquing this because literally they had to make a movie on it, so I'm just going to move on now. The other characters' backstories were pretty interesting. I do have to favorite Garrett in this movie because it was just obviously the main centerpiece of attention for the comedy side of it. And then Henry finds the blue orb that leads to the portal, and a whole group of people go through the portal. Once they enter the portal, I will say it was pretty interesting to see the reactions, especially when nighttime came, although it kind of was a little bit of a hard watch to see Henry, who is supposed to be a super creative scientist guy, just go crazy with the blocks. Like, just chill out, bro, please. But he does end up saving them, and then once day comes, Jack Black, aka Steve in the movie, jumps out and introduces himself. And you already know, whenever he said, "I am Steve," the audience went crazy in my theater. After they all introduce each other and the piglins jump through the portal, blah blah blah, they break something and then they go to the Woodland Mansion to retrieve another one, and then all the pigs come back. It's kind of a basic storyline since you kind of can predict what can happen. We already know the good guys are going to win, but it's just a matter of how. But once the gang goes through up and down battles, they finally defeat everyone and end up victorious and go back to their normal lives, and Steve decides to join them. The plot wasn't really a good one, but it was kind of more of a comedy as I would look at it. The comedy side definitely made it watchable and a little more entertaining. Alright, now jumping into some likes. The number one thing that stood out to me was the Technoblade reference. I think that stuck out to about anyone who watched the movie. That reference right there easily made this a really great movie and really touched my heart, because just the little things that Mojang did to contribute and pay tribute to a amazing Minecraft content creator just astounds me, and that was probably my favorite part of the entire movie. Another part of the movie that I actually really liked was the Enderman scene, because I didn't think he'd get featured in the movie, but it was actually pretty cool the way he got introduced and the way that they articulated him just staring through Henry's soul and absolutely just creating a bunch of thoughts inside of his head. I also didn't know they were going to go to a Woodland Mansion, so I didn't know pillagers and stuff like that were actually going to be in the movie, so that caught me off by surprise, but I liked it a lot. Another part I liked was simply just the visuals of the movie. Everything looked pretty nice. I know it's kind of real life and Minecraft, and it kind of makes sense, like one of those 2014 Minecraft versus real life videos, but I really do think the graphics on this looked really nice. Obviously the humans kind of stood out from it, but everything looked pretty good, and it just looked like a really high quality shader pack. Something I also liked was just the attention to detail to the mobs. We just got to appreciate the Iron Golem, because I think the detail in him is amazing, and I just honestly like the physics of the movie as well, with the TNT exploding and stuff. And this is gonna sound corny, but also just the jokes. The jokes were just really good in the movie, definitely keeping me reeled in. I mean, they were dumb jokes, but dumb enough to just make you chuckle. Another one of my likes was especially the music. I just love the nice music. I was actually wondering what type of background music they were going to use, but I was so surprised and excited to hear the Minecraft music, but in a more instrumental type of way, and it just got me feeling good about myself, and I really loved it, honestly. The music was spot on. Something I liked also that was so simple yet made a big impact was the start of the movie, whenever they had the loading screen, like generating world and thing. That stuff just was so small, but it just made such a great impact on me, and I just knew I was in for the ride. Now moving on to my dislikes, there are a couple things that really stood out to me. First off, I don't mean to be a nerd or anything, but some of the things they did in the Minecraft movie doesn't actually correlate to the game, such as crafting recipes or instant exploding creepers or the zombie that never dies after getting hit. It kind of just stood out to me, but once again, I don't want to sound like some nerd who's going, well, actually, that's not what happens in the game, because then I'm just gonna get flamed and sound like an idiot. Something else I wish they did in the movie was actually show like the Vindicators and stuff. I know they showed the Pillagers, but I would just love to see the Vindicator like make the mouths come out of the ground or spawn Vexes and stuff like that. Now this next thing might be a little controversial, but I'm just gonna say it. I don't really understand the iron golem with speed boots. I'm guessing, I really hope I'm right on this, but I'm guessing it's from a Minecraft Legends thing or some other reference, but I didn't understand it. But no, I was not a fan of that. I get the iron golem was kind of the hero and the big robot army they were trying to make with it, but that just was not a really settling thing to think about, and I just kind of didn't like it at all. That also leads into my next thing, which I didn't really like the storyline. I kind of already said this, but I was thinking the storyline would more likely be beating the game, and that's how the kids get back to the portal, where they have to go through the end portal to get back to the overworld in their normal lives by killing the Ender Dragon. But instead we're going to fight piglins and some piglin queen, which once again I'm just going to guess is a Minecraft Legends reference with all the pigs, different type of piglins. But once again, I don't know, because I haven't played that game ever. And the last thing I didn't really like, which is going to sound a little bit picky, was just kind of some of the hard watches, like whenever Natalie and Dawn were killing zombies and just having a little music montage. I don't know, it just wasn't really settling for me. There were a couple more, but I just can't think of them right now. Also, something that I did like that I completely forgot about was the Nitwit and Marlene little secondary story. I definitely think they kind of needed something else to cut to while all the main characters were dealing with their own problems. And honestly, this probably brought the most comedic relief we could ever get to keep us entertained, because this storyline is so wild, but it's just so wild enough where it's actually good. But the Nitwit and Marlene storyline, especially whenever they were rolling the credits, was just absolutely insane, and it was a little bit weird, but you know, I thought it was But now moving on to my overall thoughts. I do think the Minecraft movie, plot-wise, is not good, and that's probably why it's receiving so many bad ratings. But if you really think about it, it's kind of just a family comedy child type of thing. I went to watch this movie mainly because I liked Minecraft and I used to play it ever since I was a kid, so just seeing something come to life is actually crazy, especially with all the clickbait Minecraft movie things back in like the 2015s, and it was just some guy with bad animations. This movie target audience is definitely little kids, and honestly I would argue parents as well, because I'm not even gonna lie, whenever I was in the theater watching this, I swear more parents laughed at the jokes than the kids, and that says something. It was actually pretty funny to hear them laughing at all the jokes. But I do think Garrett and Steve, who are Jack Black and Jason Momoa, definitely keep this entertaining for all ages. I do wish they featured more mobs in the game, or just more game features, but obviously it's a Minecraft movie, and also the animations and stuff would probably just take forever, so I'm not really complaining, but I do wish I saw more, and maybe just a tiny slight of story change. Like, I'd much rather them go to the end and kill the dragon and actually leave through the end portal, or maybe they dig deep into the deep dark and they find like a warden. Like, imagine a warden in the Minecraft movie in a deep dark city. That would be sick. I'd probably give this movie a 6 out of 10, which doesn't sound good, but it's not really about the plot. It's mainly just about the time you spend with family watching it. It's definitely a family film, a comedy film. I wouldn't just go too into the Minecraft movie lore, because there really isn't any. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts and ratings on the movie. Who knows, maybe they'll make a Minecraft story mode movie. I know that would be sick. I definitely watch that with the Witherstorm and stuff, but I don't really think they're gonna do anything after this. So it was fun while it lasted. Definitely go check it out if you can. And those are my thoughts. Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and I'll see you later.
Chicken jockey.